Hello and welcome to my new video. Sometimes in the market it's hard to find good deals, but sometimes it's hard to find enough cash to be able to buy all the good deals. And this time I have a stock that's undervalued, but undervalued for the wrong reasons, making it a great deal for us. And shortly about myself, I'm a stock market enthusiast. I have been outperforming the market since 2018. I own the Tesla stock. I own Tesla stock since 2019. And in this video I will talk about this opportunity and I will tell you if I own this stock. And the stock is Adobe. Adobe dominates the market. Adobe is industry standard. It has great customer loyalty. People are usually starting to use it before or in university and continue to use Adobe's products for their whole careers. And this company has transitioned to recurring revenue model, meaning their margins, their profits, everything is consistent. They have great margins since they're a software company, they're printing money, and they will take advantage of the AI advancements. So, very important thing, let's start with financials. Now this is Adobe annual revenue from 2015 and to 2024. It has grown pretty consistently every year, more and more. For 2025, I annualized the first quarter results and I added a 20% growth. As you can see, it's higher here. Maybe I'm not saying that is what's gonna happen, but I believe that the growth will accelerate a little bit this year and next year. And as you can see, we have absolutely no problems with revenue. So the next thing is margins. As I said before, they are amazing. This is trailing 12 months and this is the recent latest quarter. So gross margin 89%, operating margin for the trailing 12 months it was 31%. Now it has even increased to like 38%. And the net margin is also obviously increasing in the latest quarter. So the margins look very sweet. The next thing is free cash flow per share. Free cash flow is pretty much the most important metric you should look at in the long term for a company. It's basically after all their operations, after bringing value to customer, after the customer paying the money for this value, after covering all your expenses, the money that's left over, it's free cash flow. And what you can do with it, you can invest it, you can give it back to investors, you can store it for safety for the future. And Adobe is doing all those things. But let's talk about stock buybacks, share repurchases. As you can see, each line is for 1 quarter. And in 1 quarter, let's say in 2024, they repurchased $2 billion worth of shares, 5 million shares. And the thing that I wanted to mention, to note out, is $2.5 billion in 1 quarter compared to their total market cap of 167 billion. That's actually a pretty large proportion. And the shares that they are repurchasing and planning to repurchase is even increasing. So this becomes a pretty meaningful factor. This is not a small amount of money. And recently, the board authorized a $25 billion repurchase program that's gonna run up until 2028. And by that point, probably they will announce the stock purchase program for the next period. But yeah, so why is it important? First things first, to be able to repurchase stock, you have to have confidence that you have enough money to do that. But the second thing, the Adobe themselves think that their company is undervalued, that the stock price is undervalued. Not only I think that they are undervalued, but they think so themselves. So that is an excellent sign. And the more shares they repurchase, the less shares there are out there, making a constant upwards pressure for the stock price. So let's look at earnings per share all the way from 2010. As you can see, the earnings per share increased. Also because there are less shares because of the stock buybacks, which is a good thing. But their earnings grow anyways. And as you can see in the latest quarter, there's a jump. That is the thing that I mentioned with my revenue slide, that I think that there will be additional jump to compare to previous growth that was linear. But look at the PE ratio. How expensive is the company? As you can see, it was pretty much the same valuation for quite some time, but recently, around here, the company started to get really cheap. How cheap? 25 price to earnings ratio for a software company that has lots of cash and is printing money and is growing and it has great margins seems suspicious. And there is a reason, but I think this reason is not justified. And before I tell you the reason, please like this video and check out this funny article by General Manager Executive Bob Lutz. In 2017 he said, Tesla is going out of business. At this rate, they'll never get to 2019. By the way, at this time I was buying Tesla stock with everything I had. And yeah, who's laughing now? Haha. Okay, the reason is investors are concerned with AI disruptions. And I think that's wrong. But let's see it from their point of view. They are thinking, for example, Adobe Premiere it's a video editing software. They are thinking, let's say there's some AI massive advancements and somebody creates a product that can edit the video for yourself and there's no more need for Adobe Premiere. Or let's say I make a thumbnail for this video in Photoshop. But let's say ChatGPT gets so good at making thumbnails that I say to ChatGPT, please make me a thumbnail, and it just instantly creates me a thumbnail that's really good. I have no reason to use Photoshop. But I think it's wrong. Now, first of all, Adobe is at the top of their game in AI. They can compete with anyone. Hopefully you have tried some Adobe's AI features, so you know that they are as good as anyone. And yeah, AI potential is actually good for Adobe stock because they're executing great, not like Apple, for example, and that will improve their business, improve their products, and bring probably even more and more revenue and profits and everything. And if there are some small startups that are starting to threaten Adobe products, Adobe market share, then Adobe has so much cash, they're such a leader, that they will just straight up buy out the competition. They will acquire the competition. Because let's imagine you're some mid-level startup, you're probably low on cash, you're going all in on some product, and suddenly Adobe just offers you, oh, I will buy you out for $1 billion, which is not something that's extremely massive for Adobe, but for that little smart startup, that's like world changing, everything changing money. And Adobe has done this in the past, and sometimes they have been blocked. For example, in Biden administration, somebody blocked them, but that is not a concern. AI for Adobe is not a minus, it's a strength, and it should be a plus on the valuation of the stock. But the stock is cheap because somebody is scared that there will come some mysterious AI product that will disrupt Adobe products. No, Adobe products, as I showed you before, they are well diversified, and they have nothing to be scared of, and they will improve the business efficiency with AI products. So, in the summary, Adobe is a very stable company. It has recurring revenue streams that's increasing. They have really good margins. The valuation is lower than it should be for the wrong reasons. They have a great future. They're growing, they're not stopping, they're even accelerating. And yeah, and do I own this stock? Unfortunately not, because I have only so much cash right now, and I spent it all on AMD stock because there's a special opportunity right now, and I'm a little bit cautious because I think Adobe stock AMD stock could explode at any moment, so that's why I'm buying AMD with everything I got. But as soon as I'm done with this, I will definitely look into how much Adobe stock I am going to buy. So I release videos every week. If you like this video, please subscribe to me, and remember to like the damn video. Bye.